Hey Clashers, you want to find the best strategy for your base you have to attack in Clan War League, or even in Legends? Well, then you are in this video completely correct, because in this video I will explain why I think this statement is completely wrong. So, I want to get this out in the first couple of seconds already of this video. I think this statement is wrong, but I will explain in this video why I think that's the case. Why do I think this statement is not true anymore? And that's the important next thing. Before we're diving into all of those information pieces and why I think that's the case, we want to first check out the basics, pretty much, the information nuggets which are there and where this statement is even coming from. Like, this statement is not has not appeared from nothing, because it was true at some point. I don't know, maybe some of you can remember back to Town Hall 10, Town Hall 10 being the max Town Hall. Well, good old times, I guess, but the good old times were maybe only for pros. Because we know at the current time, I see a lot of times comments below my videos that people at the moment cannot really get those consistent 3-stars in. And that is fine, because not everyone is a pro in Clash of Clans. Not everyone is putting hours and hours into the game. So getting a 3-star maybe only every couple of days, it happens. It happens to a lot actually out there. And back then on Town Hall 10, this was completely different. The getting a 3-star from time to time was not only for casuals true, but it was true for pros. So at the moment, for most of the tournaments, we have a hit rate for the competitive scene around like 50 up to 60%. I guess it depends on what teams are in the competitions and everything. But at the moment, we have around about this hit rate. Back then, for Town Hall 10, it was maybe 20%, and this is talking about the competitive scene, like the pros, the people who are putting hours and hours and work into the game. They had a success rate of 20%. Well, what does this mean? It means that pretty much out of maybe 10 attacks, only 2 were 3-stars. That is crazy, because instead of, for the regular clasher, instead of getting a 3-star maybe once a day or every couple of days, you would now get a 3-star every once a month. So that already sounds crazy, right? And over the time, obviously, a lot of things have changed, and that is, in my opinion, a really good thing for the game. Because I feel like back then it was really kind of fun for the competitive scene, but it was completely brutal for every single other player, because you could not really 3-star except you put tons and tons of hours into the game, which should not really be the standard. But let's get back now to the statement, and since we now know where this statement is coming from, that you have to choose the perfect strategy for your specific base. Because as I have said, since then a lot of things have changed. We have now more tools, which means more troops. We have stronger heroes, and we have different siege machines, which are incredibly powerful. And in every single attack, any strategy, you have one of those OP mechanics getting used to really exploit the base. And that can be done on any base. I know a lot of people like to use this sentence like, oh, I did not 3-star because this base was built to defend against my strategy. Well, I am really sorry. I am really truly sorry to tell you this, but that's not true. You just messed up. That was not the mistake of the base. That was probably your mistake, and you're just trying to find an easy way out. Let's put it like that. At the moment, it's always on the attacker to mess up, which is fine. I mean, there's a couple of baits out there, but let's just talk about the average attack. On most of the attacks, we see that people are just messing up. Those things can be really easily seen in, well, lower legends, for example, where some people are not attacking that smart. Some people are choosing completely wrong strategies. And by wrong strategies, I mean a lock launcher with E-dragons, and that just on a regular basis, or other really weird stuff. So yes, that can be still messed up. But overall, as long as you use the normal strategies, how they're meant to use, kinda, you're going to always have the chance of 3-starring any base. You can brute force any strategy on any base, as long as you're maybe not using Barge, okay? Even though I guess some pros could make that work, but we're talking about the average player, okay? And for the average player, it is just the truth that you can force any strategy on any base. As I said, I have so many questions always below my Clan War League videos, for example, with like, iTzu, why did you choose this strategy? How do you identify the weakness of the base? And so on. And as I said, this is just complete nonsense. So the truth is that, as I said, every single strategy is abusing one of those OP facts. If it's the healers, if it's a blimp, if it's a siege machine, a different siege machine, it is all out there. And I think the best proof is my video from yesterday. Yesterday I showcased to you super witches in Legends. And actually there are some crazy top 200 players who are using super witches, and that's already over the last couple of months. And they're pretty consistent in the top 200 with the super witches. So the question now is, how is that possible? Well, first off, witches got the last level on Town Hall 12. So we're talking about a tube which is maxed on Town Hall 12 and still works on Town Hall 14. And we can make that work with just using a couple of things. Flame Flinger, for example, healers, for example, and a couple of different things. Again, the strategy is not really looking that strong, but it is working on any base in the end again, if you can really master it. Again, I had an interview with the Bull. And one thing we talked about is how is it at the moment, what should pros and normal players do? How many strategies should you learn to actually, I don't know, have a lot of 3 stars, compete at the highest level and so on? And the answer probably would be earlier that you need to pretty much play anything. Well, the answer now from him was that you should just play 1 to 2 strategies and really master those. Because as I said, at the moment you can just force any strategy on any base. You just have to know that, okay, this is the ring base, I'm attacking with E-Dragons, so for example, I know how to approach this. Maybe I should use the Blimp, maybe I should use a Slammer, maybe I should use a Flame Flinger, and you already know the overall somewhat default approach on most of those type of bases. But again, it's coming back to routine, just for you to master it and everything. And yes, sometimes you're flying into a bait. I mean, there has been a lot of Blizzard baits, for example, and you maybe fly into that bait. But that does not mean that this base is not you cannot 3-star that base with that strategy. Instead, that means that, well, you just chose maybe not the best angle, not the safest angle overall. So this is then, again, the point where you cannot say, okay, this strategy is built against my, like this base is built against my strategy. Instead, it was just you not choosing the safest or best angle overall to attack. And this is like overall the thing which I really want to make you understand in this video, because I want to really talk about that you can choose your strategy. You do not have to listen to like, this is the best strategy or that is the best strategy. No, you can play whatever you want, whatever you enjoy the most at the moment on Tower 14 and any tower level below. You can choose what you want to go for, and that is the important thing. So, again, let's get back to the question where you are asking me, why did I choose a certain strategy for the Clan War League? So, when I do Clan War League attacks, what I do typically is I cannot always use just Queen Charge Lalo, Queen Charge Hybrid, because that's what I like. Those are the strategies which I like to run. It's not that those are the best strategies, they're pretty solid, but it's the strategies which I like to play. But what I do as well is I throw in some other strategies as well. For example, Sneaky Goblin Dives and so on. And those are mainly there, if I'm completely honest, for the thumbnail. That is the only reason. I cannot only attack with those 2 strategies, Queen Charge Lalo and Queen Charge Hybrid, because this would get boring at some point with putting them into the thumbnail and watching the video. So what I try to do instead is always throw in 1 or 2 strategies which are just different, like the Mass Hog Rider attack, like a Mass Sneaky Goblin attack, like completely different attacks which are just a bit different. It's not because they are the best strategies on this base, it's just because I have to do something different, otherwise it's just getting too boring, and that's the main point. So this is like overall the thing which I really want to make you understand. And I know it's easy, I know it's the easy way of just saying, hey, this base, I mean, it's just built against hybrid. Come on, that is not true. That is not true. If you don't 3-star with your strategy and you maybe do not use bars because you use a normal strategy, then in the end, it's most of the time your mistake of not 3-starring. And this is the entire message of this video. But now I want to have your opinion. Do you say, okay, that is That makes sense. That sounds reasonable. What do you say? No, iTzu. That is complete not true. I mean, how should that even work? I mean, that just does not work. Both of those opinions are completely fine. Even though my opinion is already explained in this video. Let me know what you think about this. And again, thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys back tomorrow with the next video. Today was like a let's talk video more. I hope you still enjoyed it because I want to sometimes just talk about those topics which I'm getting a lot of questions in my streams, for example, or like which are overall the topic in the community of Clash. And I feel like this is still like something which I'm getting on every single Clan War or Clan War League video, where people are asking, iTzu, why didn't you use that strategy? Why didn't you do that? And in the end, it's just the answer that I enjoy my strategies, and if I do not need to have a thumbnail attack or anything, I would just use my strategies, because why not? As I said, you can use any strategy on any base, and if it's for me hybrid and Lalo, then I will keep going with that. Why should I change if I have success with them? So that's overall the thing. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys back tomorrow with the next video. Until then, see ya and bye bye.